Last fall, I attended a Strategies for Success class at Palm Beach State Community College, Palm Beach State College. And we were assigned a project. It was a group project. And we were to address some of the needs on campus. What things could we do to make something better? Our group chose a project on online classes and the selection that was offered to students. What we found when we investigated the number of classes and the type classes was we weren't always offered the classes that we needed in order to complete the majority of our degree online. And part of the things that we found was some of the core classes only had a very limited number of slots, and then some of the critical classes, particularly in nursing and IT, only had one class and a very limited number of slots available as well. So we addressed that. One of the things that we did in order to get some feedback is we talked to some of the faculty here at the campus, and we told them what we were trying to do. We needed some feedback as to why the number of slots were set as they were, how they determined which classes were offered online, and what the costs were associated with both online classes and classroom classes. What we determined was the classes were very similar. The difference being that you had IT, technical type charges that were associated with the online classes that you did not have with a traditional, but with a traditional class you had security and you had campus dollars that were spent to maintain the campus. So there were very different charges that were there. What we found though is that some of the campuses had a number of professors that were willing to teach these online classes, but they didn't have enough students that were signing up for the online classes, so they weren't offered there. Other campuses had a lot of students that wanted classes online, but they did not have the professors to meet those needs. So in order to better coordinate that, our group determined that we needed somebody that we called an online czar, somebody who would coordinate the need with the number of students that wanted to take these classes and the faculty that was there prepared to meet the students' needs.
Last fall we were given a topic assignment of, on a group project of online classes. We were supposed to apply critical thinking, and our group, we actually had to use a lot of critical thinking. We didn't really know which direction to go, such a broad spectrum. First thing we focused on was the cost of why the difference, and we quickly learned about the IT support and the technical aspects that went along with it. And interviewing a few people in the e-learning center, we tried to focus on how many classes were available and what strides was Palm Beach State keeping up with the other colleges around here in South Florida. We quickly learned that not only were they keeping up, they're actually leading the way as far as, I think they about 10 times the classes in the last 5 years they've added, and with the intentions of adding more. We try to focus on not just the negative parts to our project, but more of what positive things that we were doing here. We also learned that it was sort of a convoluted system where one campus may have a teacher that was willing to teach a course where wasn't seen needed, such as like Boca, where students here at Palm Beach Gardens may be looking for an online class but wouldn't have an instructor. And it didn't really seem like they worked in a cohesive unit. It was almost like they operated in 4 different colleges that we had here. And that was the one thing we started to really focus on. Why I talked to Sydney Beitler. I interviewed people over in the e-learning center here on the EC campus, and I actually got an email reply from Dr. Sass, which I was very impressed in. It really seemed like they were making good strides. We really were surprised at the feedback that we got here.
For our class project, we were assigned videotaping all of the classrooms. And we were broken off into a group of 4. I was the team leader for our group. And the first thing we decided to do was go down into the library, and we just started a brainstorming session. We just sat down, the 4 of us, and we threw out as many ideas as we could for about maybe 20 minutes. And we discussed pros, we discussed cons, we discussed everything we could about the whole aspect of videotaping classrooms here at Palm Beach State and really just nationwide in what's happening. And from there, we broke off and we separated into groups some of the categories, and we each chose a category. And then we each decided, okay, we'll each individually research our own area that we chose, and then report back and meet together again and discuss it. So we got back together. We had all done our individual research, and then at that meeting, we all discussed again. We really put our minds together. Everybody presented, and then everybody commented on each presentation. It was a real good give and take flow of what we found, what we thought was relevant, what we thought we should use, what we thought we should throw out. And I don't think we really even had any dispute over anything. It basically became, I don't even think we had to vote. It became a unanimous decision for what we were going to use and what we weren't going to use. From there, we refined it down a little more, our categories and our subjects, and then we did again some more home research, and then we emailed each other with final versions of bulletized points to add to our PowerPoint about videotaping classrooms. And from there, we emailed each other back and forth, hey, this looks good, or hey, I would change this. And then we just created, one of our team members just was good with PowerPoint, and he said, okay, I'll choose to put the whole PowerPoint together. Then we fed him all the information. Then he then sent out the draft PowerPoint to all of us. Again, we all collaborated together again on the PowerPoint and the thoughts and the presentation. And we met together for a final review of the PowerPoint. And again, we had edits, and we talked about the presentation. We talked about who would present, and then we did the delivery. But during the whole thing, each stage of the process was really a team effort, and we collaborated together, we brainstormed together, and we formulated our idea and plans all together as a team, which really came out and worked out very well in the end for us.